Hello again and a very, very good evening. You're, of course, watching the Planet Cruise TV show. My name's Sean. I always love this show because, I mean, I've been lucky. I've just come back from a cruise, but you always need to be planning your next one, don't you? We've got 6 amazing cruises tonight. Quite a few of them all-inclusive, actually. And we've even got a river cruise to tempt you with as well. Now, I warn you, he's in a funny mood. Justin's with me this evening. You are in a funny mood. He's been talking about my beard. Haven't you?
I'm only just talking what the people have been talking. I'm talking you. The people have been sending messages in saying how manly, how rugged this dapper chap is actually looking.
You know, I've never been called manly or rugged in my life, Justin, so I'll take that as a compliment.
Neither have I. There we go, that's another story. Anyway, no, we have got some great cruises tonight. What I love about tonight is we've got a fantastic one to kick off with Thomson. So for those of you that haven't been cruising before, Thomson's the perfect way to start off. And all I'd say is that one usually really does well, so the cabins do go quickly.
And it is all-inclusive as well,
all-inclusive, and there's a stay, an optional stay that you can add on there as well. We've got Viking River Cruises, fantastic product, fantastic location in Portugal. We've also got a Far East Epic, where you can add on an extra stay and tour to the Terracotta Army. Oh, you're going to love that one. And we've also got a fantastic Alaskan. Have I said fantastic like 5 times already?
Probably.
But it is,
they are
because
fantastic.
It is an Alaskan Odyssey where you've got the Rocky Mountaineer and stays in Vancouver as well. So we've got something for everybody.
A lot of choice and diversity tonight.
And Oceania.
Yeah, we have.
We all got it here. And we've got one from Glenn as well.
Yes.
Glenn's going to be phoning in. We planned it.
Don't go anywhere. And if you are new to the show, I know we've got a big regular audience. We always appreciate you tuning in on a Tuesday. But if you are new, maybe you've never booked through Planet Cruise before, why Planet Cruise then?
Look, all joking aside, we're having a little bit of a laugh and a banter here now. But the fact of the matter is, I've spent 6 years at sea. And a lot of the people that you speak to on the phone lines at Planet Cruise, they are ex-cruisers. So they've been there, done that and bought the T-shirt. And what they could advise you on is the things that your everyday high street, dare I say, travel agent just can't do, because these people have lived this lifestyle and they know these products inside out. I mean, one of the deals, sorry to carry on there, one of the deals we've got tonight is a flash sale that's only just gone live today. So you're going to get the best advice from the best people. And
also they're impartial, because because with all the cruise companies, all different ships, so they'll find the right one for you. And I've, although I've not worked on the ships, I've been on, I think it's 23 cruises now, so I've got a really good knowledge. I love cruise holidays, I really do. I'd like to do
so much so you had a month away on one.
Oh, mate, shush.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think this is a great example
I'll be very lucky.
of, don't want to put you on the spot, but, somebody successful putting their time and effort into it and then reaping the rewards. So, if you're sat at home thinking, you know what, I've been really working hard last year, there's some of the cruises here that you can put a deposit only, and then you can look forward to and work towards that, because some of these cruises are just once-in-a-lifetime memory makers.
And really affordable. Some of them have got everything included, all the drinks, and, when you look at the price, it's phenomenal value. But we're going to start off with Thomson Cruises, and whenever Tom's on the show, the phone lines do light up. And this is their latest ship, their latest acquisition, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is TUI Discovery 2, OK? Last year, the actual original TUI Discovery won Best New Ship in a Cruise Critics Award. So this is something really big for a brand that is relatively new in the cruise market. Fantastic ship, and you can see completely refitted. So you've got the lounges there, really modern. The restaurants, I love the sound of. You've got fantastic atrium in there as well, and great kids facilities as well. Let me just take you through some of them. There's a surf and turf steakhouse, as the name suggests, obviously surf and turf. You've got Corallar, which is the Pan-Asian speciality restaurant. Gallery 47 as well, an Italian restaurant. And as I mentioned, for families as well, whether you're going to be going with your children or perhaps grandchildren, they've got something for the teens. So they've got the Hideout, which is in the games area. You've got Splash Live, which is specifically catered, what I call tire them out so they go to bed. But don't worry about that, they've even got a baby centre, so you can actually, if you've got young tots, you can leave them there and it's like a babysitting service. So, but look at the ship as well.
Stunning ship.
Really fantastic.
And don't forget, the lead date is the 28th of May, and this is an all-inclusive cruise. You also got all your free tips, they're included as well, and we have got some very special upgrades today.
Yeah, free upgrade from balcony to Premier Junior Suites.
Ooh, nice.
With balcony. And also, I just want to point out as well, for those of you that are down in Wales, particularly South Wales, we've actually got some of the airports taken off is Cardiff. So London Gatwick or Cardiff. There are others available, but supplements will apply, so just check when you do book. But the places that you're going to are just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk you
fantastic.
through. Yeah. That's your word tonight, isn't it? So we're flying you from either London Gatwick or you said Cardiff over to Malaga.
Yeah, this is your embarkation port, so you'll be getting on board the ship and then spending one day at sea, and that's a fantastic way to orientate yourself around this fantastic floating resort that you're going to be spending your week on. But first port of call is Palma. Now, this is dominated by the Gothic cathedral that just towers above the old town. You've got all the medieval walls around, fantastic beaches, and I tell you what, some of the little marinas have got really good gems of restaurants that you can just sit and people watch. You've also got Palma's very own mini Las Ramblas. I know we'll be talking about Barcelona, which is our next port of call, but you can see the little sister and then you can see the big thing in our next port. There's also one tour that I'd recommend there. We'll tell you about that another time. Anyway, after Barcelona, we said about beaches. Take a look at this. This is one of the views of the recently developed. This is sort of like the really new part down at the bottom. You can see the hotel arts down at the bottom. And if you know Barcelona, there's the W, which looks like a sail, very much like out in Dubai. And it's almost like Venice Beach. Everybody goes down there at sunset just to go and work out. It's the new thing to do. You've got, of course, Sagrada Familia. You've got the new camp and the Gaudi buildings that you can go and see and do. And, of course, La Ramblas. It is a wonderful area. It's so vibrant. In the evening, it just comes alive. But a great place to actually stop for a day. Then we're off from a really large location to one of the smallest. In fact, the smallest are the Balearics. I'm glad that I said that right. It's Ibiza. Sometimes pronounced incorrectly as Ibiza, but it's Ibiza. And you can go to the High Town, which is the Alt Villa, which quite literally translates into the High Town. As you walk into the High Town, you're flanked by 2 Roman statues and a drawbridge, and you've got a fantastic vibrance. Yes, Ibiza is known, of course, for its vibrant dance music in the evenings, but in the daytime, it is just a fantastic resort. One thing that I'd recommend doing here is go to the Caves Can Marca. It was used by the smugglers and arm dealers in the Spanish Civil War, and they've sort of lit it up. It's like a Spanish version of Wookey Hole, but just on a different scale. Off to our next port call, Almeria, and this is just absolutely stunning. So much so that one of my very good friends, who is actually still a cruise director for P&O Cruises, has a holiday home here. It is
very nice.
Stunning. The old parts, this is actually used in part of the filming for Indiana Jones, one of the beaches, actually.
I've not been here,
yeah.
Actually. It looks great.
You've got a fantastic fort, the Alcazaba Fort, which stands right up at the top there. You saw that earlier on. And you can go off and visit places like Granada and Cordoba, but it would be recommended to book a tour because it's a little bit further afield. Then we're off to Spanish Morocco. We're off to Chutia. And this beautiful place, this is really unique. You've got Gibraltar on one side, and then you've got Spanish Morocco on the other. And, well, let's just say it's just a melting pot. You've got a really easygoing charm about this place. Real cosmopolitan mix of cultures and, of course, fantastic history with all the different civilisations that owned it. Then you're going back to Malaga, and that wraps up your 7-night all-inclusive Spanish Sunsets cruise with Thomson.
Now, let's just remind you of what's included on it. It's really good. I've got to say, the upgrade is amazing. So if you go for balcony, and those prices start at $1,059, you will get an upgrade to a Premier Junior Suite with balcony. So all of that extra space, that extra room, that extra luxury. Return flights, as Justin said, not just London Gatwick, but also Cardiff for no extra supplement. We have got some of the flights available, but small supplements will apply. And if you want to add on an extra 7-night stay in Costa del Sol at the end, you can do that for $319, can't you?
Yeah, it's
really
fantastic. All I'd say is with this ship, because she's 70,000 tonnes, she's just really
mid-size then, yeah.
Yeah, she's the perfect size, and passengers sort of wise, you're looking at around 2,000 passengers in total. That upgrade to the Premier Junior Suite is definitely worth it.
I'd seriously like to book this one myself. I don't know if I can get a holiday at the end of May. I can always look, but but the prices start there just $849. If I was you, for that little bit extra, I'd go for the balcony and get that upgrade to the Premier Junior Suite. That will make your trip absolutely fantastic. All your tips, service charges, all your drinks are included in that one. I like that.
If you like this one, Thomson, that's not the only deal that we've actually got from Thomson tonight, because you'll see this gentleman, not next week because he's busy, it's Valentine's Day, but the week after, you'll see Glenn. from the office. And he's got a fantastic deal for us.
Because we just found out before the show that another, deal has come in from Thomson. Is that right, Glenn? Are you there?
I'll still be recovering after Valentine's Day. Don't worry about that.
How are you, mate? Are you all right?
I'm all right, mate. You look very tanned.
All right, it's wearing off a bit now. It's wearing off a bit. But I had a great cruise, actually. It was fantastic.
Good. I'll speak to you in a couple of weeks about it when I'm up there. But listen, I just want to quickly let you know we've got a deal on Thomson Celebration that's just come out. 7th of May this year, 2017. This is a 14-night fly cruise. Flights from London, Gatwick, Luton or Cardiff only on this one.
Good airport.
And this one is great. You've got inside cabins for 14 nights at just $749 per person. And it's one of their repositioning cruises. So it's going over from Malaga. It's got Cadiz, Lisbon, La Coruna, Cherbourg, back to Bruges, Amsterdam, and then finishes off in Newcastle, this one. But this is a really, really good one, and I think it's going to sell very well tonight.
And that's that's $749 for the whole 2 weeks?
2 weeks, 14 nights. You couldn't stay at home for that.
That
price.
works out, what's that, $375?
It's a great deal on there. And so we've got the flights on there for you as well. And as I said, it's really, really popular. And as I said, we've been selling a couple already this evening, but I think it's going to be very, very busy with that one tonight.
And Glenn, I mean, you work in the call centre, on a regular basis. Thomson always light the phone lines up, don't they?
Yeah, whenever we have these deals on, as you know, it's always really, really busy. And as I said, the thing is, a lot of us come in the morning as well, and the prices have changed. So, if you can get the time off and you can do it, get it booked tonight, because these won't be around very long.
Well, Glenn, we will see you in a couple of weeks. And have a nice Valentine's Day next week, won't you?
I will do, don't worry.
All right,
guys, have a good show.
See you, matey. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, so lovely, Glenn, there. You'll see me in a couple of weeks' time. But, Justin, we have got an amazing river cruise next time.
Yeah, we're going to completely change it up. Not only change brand, but change style as well. For those of you that are used to ocean cruising and, you've done the Med, you've done the Caribbean, this is what you need to try. River cruising is a completely different way of seeing a country. So if you love that idea of unpacking once and just, going off and seeing a different place every day, you're going to love this, because you don't even have to go down a gangway and then get a shuttle bus or anything like that. It's literally, you are stepping off. You are also sharing it with a very, very, very small group of people. It's unbelievable. And this particular brand,
well, this is Viking. So let's give you a little taster. So obviously, as you just mentioned, far fewer passengers, a more intimate experience, and the scenery is constantly changing. Do you know, I never realised a few years ago that river cruises were this opulent.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, my first cruise experience was on a river ship, and it was nothing like this absolute beauty. You've got an atrium, you've got an elevator as well in all of the bars and the restaurants. It's floor to ceiling. Glassy, you can see out, and quite literally, that is how close you're going to be.
Look at that.
Yeah, and in Portugal as well, to see the vineyards, to see the rock formations, it's going to be perfect. And because you've got a different type of clientele and a smaller, close-knit, you're going to meet people that you're going to make friends, you're going to share memories, going ashore and, discovering things. And talking about going ashore as well, the great thing about this is there are a lot of tours that are included in the actual package. So you get something to do in the morning, something to do in the afternoon. Sometimes you're actually docking in one port, going off to see something, and then you're joining in another place. So remember, all of these ships are actually designed for the rivers that they're travelling on. This particular ship is one of three that are sisters, and they are absolutely stunning.
Well, you're going to see some beautiful places on this. So Justin's going to talk you through.
Yeah, so we're going to be flying from the UK out to Lisbon, a fantastic place, and you're going to have a 2-night stay here. Now, I mean, in the night time, ports just come alive. You will get chance on your first day of the actual cruise to our half-day tour of Lisbon, which is a walk-in tour, which encompasses somewhere that I always talk about, which is the Belém Tower. Take a look at this. It looks like a little chess castle, and you'll be starting your tour here and going around the Alfama district. So, great opportunity to do that on your first day. But, of course, you have your 2 days, and then you're going to be joining the actual ship itself.
So 2 nights in a first-class hotel?
Yeah, 2 nights in a first-class hotel, and then into that half-day tour, including that district. Then, day 3, we're actually transferring from the hotel to Porto. Now, you're actually going to be stopping off for lunch here, which is included. And again, it's all those little extras that are included with Viking. You're going to arrive and dock on board the actual ship itself, and they'll generally have a welcome aboard cocktail party that night, so you can familiarise yourself with it. Into the next day, you're actually going to be staying in Porto, or departing from Porto to Vitos. Staying in Portugal, you get a city tour of the actual town itself, and then in the afternoon you get time to explore on your own. There is an optional excursion here where you can go to the medieval quarter and a place where King Alfonso was actually resided. So that's an option. Then we're on to day 5. We're going from Ragua to Pinal, and again, this is a great way to see the river itself, because look at these vineyards. It's absolutely stunning. One of the most famous vineyards is the Mateus Palace. Now, if you like your Mateus Rosé, then you'll notice that on the label there is a palace.
Yeah.
And as part of the tour included in this, on this particular day, you are going to go to this actual palace. I think that's just something, you know, you can always say, it's always a great conversation at a dinner party, you know, years down the line. Yeah. Open another bottle. And again, you're going to get to see some of the great vineyards from the region and try some of the great products. Into day 6, we're going to Bassa de Alva, and this is where you're sailing along the river and taking in the dramatic views. I mean, those views are absolutely beautiful. In the afternoon, you're getting a half-day tour to another castle as well, so great opportunity to take in some of the culture. Then we're off to Salamanca and Vega de Torrón. Now, this is actually venturing into Spain, and the day is a full-day tour of Salamanca, including lunch and a flamenco show as well, and then you rejoin the ship in Vega de Torrón. Then we're back to Pinal, and again, this is where you're starting to sail back along the river that you've come along, back towards your starting point. And this is where you get a great tour to the Baroque Sanctuary of Our Lady of Remedies. This is a beautiful tiled building which dates back to the 14th century and is still used by pilgrims today. So great there. In the afternoon, you'll be sailing back along towards Porto, and then docking in Porto and disembarking back to the UK.
Now, it works out phenomenal value on this one as well. Bear in mind, you are getting a river view here from 1,145. An exclusive offer as well with Planet Cruise. Every single one of you that books this will get a free Kindle as well. If you're wondering why the price is so low, you're actually saving £1,000 off the brochure price. We've actually put those in the price on the screen, so the savings have been included. It's a lot of money to save, that, isn't it?
A lot of money. Talking of the Kindle as well, there's free Wi-Fi on board on this as well. So again, just to differentiate Viking as a product in the cruise market, getting free Wi-Fi included, not as a promotion, but that's on their website for all of the cruises.
So, yeah, you just talked about that before the show. It's brilliant to have that. And I forgot to mention their complimentary wine, beer and soft drinks with lunch and dinner.
Bottled water replenished every day in the cabin as well.
So, it's, you know, when you look at the price, a lot is included for that, isn't it?
Well, think about how much you'd spend on tours if you're on a traditional ocean cruise. All of that is included with this package.
And you will notice that we say we've got some great prices across all the different types of staterooms there as well. So, we've still got, I tell you what, we've still got loads to tell you. And actually, a ship that I've always wanted to cruise on, because I've seen her many times when I've been on cruises, is the Norwegian Epic, which is next. I've always wanted,
whenever you see a Norwegian cruise line ship, you see it's bright, colourful, hull. They use a particular artist for all of them. But this is great.
Yeah.
7 nights around the Med. It's a classic itinerary. You've got a free all-inclusive drinks package, which works out if the two of you were to go away and you were to buy this, it'd be over $1,100 worth of drinks package, and that's included free. Also free up to $500 on board spend per cabin. You get free Wi-Fi with balcony and staterooms or above. It's just a great itinerary as well.
I'd say when you worked out the value that, you know, I do love a drinks package. When you worked out the value, that's a lot of money. But we've got our lovely Keith and Glenn that were on board this gorgeous ship, and here they are just to give you a little taster.
If your idea of a cruise is dim lighting, string quartets, tuxedos and ballroom dancing, then prepare to be challenged, because this cruise line is so laid back, it's almost horizontal.
Welcome to the most fun and relaxed cruise experience you're ever likely to encounter, where the entertainment never stops and the excitement just keeps on building. Welcome to freestyle cruising. Welcome to Norwegian Cruise Line. There's more restaurants than days of the week, and you can enjoy food from all over the world and dine and dress as you please. From trendy French bistros to steakhouses and sushi bars, Norwegian Cruise Line offers tons of choice. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, high carb, low carb, or gluten free, it's all covered.
Remember, this is freestyle cruising, so whatever your mood and whatever the occasion, there'll be a bar that fits the bill. With sports bars and whiskey bars, martini bars and champagne bars, alfresco bars and wine bars, bars with music and bars with sport, even ice bars. One thing's for sure, you definitely won't go thirsty.
Imagine playing Nintendo Wii on a 2-story high screen, or challenging a friend on the all-new Aqua Racer. Visualise eating world-class cuisine while acrobats tumble down on silks around your table. Or simply enjoying a beer as comedians make you smile with dedicated comedy clubs. Picture yourself singing along as dueling pianos compete, or settling into your own seat for one of the Tony Award-winning shows. Whether you're a single cruiser, holidaying with all the family, or planning a group cruise, you'll find something perfect for you.
Norwegian Cruise Line offers one of the widest selections of accommodation in the industry. There are exclusive suites where you have your own private sun deck, along with brilliant interjoining family staterooms that are cleverly located near all the kids' facilities, and balcony staterooms where you wake up to a different view every morning. But it's in the studio staterooms where Norwegian are head and shoulders above the competition.
So I have cruised myself with Norwegian Cruise Lines a couple of times, loved it, but I've never been on that ship.
He's a busy chap, that Glenn.
I know.
He's in the office, he's on the ship.
He's got a life, hasn't he? He's got a great life. Now, free drinks included in this one. Brilliant price. You've got to bear in mind, I mean, we were both saying earlier, this is the 30th of August, that lead date 30th of August, so it's actually pretty much peak season.
Yeah, for some of you, it might actually be within the school holidays.
It might be, yeah.
You know, depending on what time they go back. And they've got great facilities on board. Yeah, really great facilities.
So let's talk you through, because we're flying over to Rome, first of all, aren't we?
This is your embarkation port, so your actual first port of call to enjoy is Florence and Pisa. Of course, you're actually docking in a place called Livorno, and then you can transfer to these places. I'd always recommend booking a tour in advance, and you can do that through Planet Cruise. Again, Glenn, all joking aside, Glenn was tours manager with P&O Cruises, I think, for 12 years. So he will be able to tell you the best tour to go on to. So you can go and see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I remember all those years ago, 2005. I wish I could. Oh, I wish I could show you the picture. Yeah.
Ginny, you've not changed at all, have you?
No, I've still got the sunglasses, well, dark eyes and shiny head. But no, you've got to go to the Leaning Tower and get that photograph, haven't you?
That doesn't look real.
It is real. I tell you what, you want to see.
Sure.
I should have brought the other half because it looks even better.
You've got to do that pose, so you seriously have.
What, hand on hip?
I tell you, the history of the Leaning Tower is amazing, isn't it? No, anyway, make sure you get a picture like that.
But apart from the Leaning Tower, of course, you've got Florence as well. So you've got the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. You've got David that you can go and see as well, the famous statue as well. They've had to put David on a plinth. Because of the earthquakes and the tremors, they're worried that certain parts of the statue will actually fall apart. So go and see it while it's still standing.
And I went to a lovely place nearby called Lucca.
Yes,
which is gorgeous. So anyway, that's your first port of call. Getting very glamorous next, aren't we?
Yeah, South France is called Cannes. Do you realise this is actually a Roman settlement? And until there was a British lord that actually went there in 1834, and he was recovering from an illness, and that was it. It was transformed, and it is the glamorous red carpet that you imagine. Of course, don't forget the Cannes Film Festival is usually in May, but you still have that south of France glamour. Fantastic facilities down on the beaches as well. You will pay a little bit more for the drinks on the beaches that you would do that you'd expect. But again, when you've got a fantastic all-inclusive drinks package on board, don't think you have to worry. Then we're off to Parma. Well, we touched on Parma. There's plenty to see and do. Great shopping, and if you want to go into the centre of the island, great mountains and great beaches. Barcelona as well. You've got so much to see and do. You've got La Ramblas, you've got Sagrada Familia, you've got the Gaudi buildings, all of that in Barcelona. The middle of this cruise, you have a nice day at sea just to regroup and recover before you hit another epic port of call, Naples. The actual port itself is a very busy industrial town, and what you've got is this real flavour it's just these little Vespas and Lambrettas just beeping. Everybody's on cappuccinos and espressos because this is the home of, you know, real Italian baristas. It's also allegedly the home of the Italian pizza. There's a restaurant here that reckons that they were the people that created it. But what you can do is you can book tours here to go to the Amalfi Coast. You can go to Capri. You can go to Pompeii. Just imagine the lemon groves going down the Amalfi Coast. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I think this is a great cruise, don't you?
And then you're coming back into Civitavecchia, or Civitavecchia, which is your disembarkation port to come home.
Well, let's see this fabulous ship one final time. What I love about Norwegian Cruise Lines, it's quite a relaxed atmosphere. It's not too formal, but you've still got great service, great entertainment, and lots to do. I've been on cruises and kind of we've been docked next to this ship, and I've always thought, oh, I'd love to see what she's like.
They've got 2 bowling alleys on board as well.
Oh, yeah, you can see, yeah.
Absolutely love bowling alleys. They've actually got a basketball cage, a batting cage as well, rock climbing wall, first rappelling at sea, and also on top of that, 24 dining options. If that wasn't enough, 24. I suppose you could class 25 as room service.
So, yes, you're not going to be bored on this one. So, just to recap, bear in mind, this is the 30th of August, lead date there, price of under £1,000. I was telling my hairdresser about this earlier today, actually. I thought it'd be a great one for him to go on with the family. So, free all-inclusive drinks package. You worked out, Justin, it was worth something ridiculous.
Just over $1,106 for a couple travelling.
If you think about the current exchange rate, I know that could change, but that's a lot of money. You're also going to onboard spend up to $500 onboard spend and reduced deposits on selected dates. Free Wi-Fi if you go for balcony or above, and return flights based on London. Going to share the pricing because some of them have already sold out, but you'll see that all the price is actually really good. But the lead date there is August of this year.
And I do believe, all I'd say is book this one whilst it's available, because this has just been released today. It's part of their flash sale. They only run it for 7 days, so all of those fantastic upgrades and all of the onboard spend, get it while it's there before it goes.
Yeah, I think that will go fast tonight. And your free drinks includes things like your spirits and cocktails, wine by the glass, bottled or draft beers, and fountain soda and juice as well. Juice. Yes. Do you know, Michael was presenting the show. I always want to book like semi-cruises, and I can't book them all, can I? No. But I'm thinking that was
a great lifestyle if you can.
It would.
Especially this one. Royal Caribbean, going out to Singapore. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've actually been to a few of these places and had an amazing time.
Have you been to Singapore?
Yeah, but only for a day.
Only for a day?
Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. Singapore transforms at night. And, in fact, the skyline, if you think of, you know, every modern city, but Singapore has got one thing that is just unbelievable. Oh, slap the juggler. Is just behind the Marina Bay Sands is this. Now, in the daytime, it looks quite mundane and quite strange. But at night time, these light up to give this beautiful ballet of light. You can actually walk up into the top of them. You can go to the top of the Marina Bay Sands. You can see the Singapore Flyer in the background there. There is so much to see and do. Daytime-wise, I'd recommend going to Sentosa Island, which is a beach resort, which has been, over the last 10 years, has been heavily developed into a theme park. So you've got Universal Theme Park over there as well. So plenty to see and do in Singapore.
And so my one regret, because I only visited Singapore for 1 day, I was on a cruise.
Well, you didn't go to Raffles?
I didn't have time.
No, I didn't.
No. But we get 2 nights here, don't we, in a hotel?
2 nights there, so you can go to Raffles, you can go to Singapore Sling, which is the birthplace, and also another place as well, Clark Quay. Go to Clark Quay. It's a really, really interesting place. Out of Singapore, this is where you start your fantastic journey on the Ovation of the Seas, and this ship itself is just stunning.
Again, she's on my wish list, but we mentioned some of the other presenters seem to have far better lives than they're always on the ships, and Glenn, here he is again on the Ovation of the Seas.
Ovation of the Seas is the 3rd ship in the Royal Caribbean's Quantum class, and as you would expect, it goes above and beyond the boundaries of what a cruise ship can be. With the groundbreaking technology of the dancing robo-screens to the skydiving simulator. One thing's for sure, you're going to want to explore the ship just as much as the destinations. Whatever you want to do throughout the day, there's always something to suit. Step into the intimate, jewel-shaped capsule North Star, which gently ascends 300 feet above sea level and gives you breathtaking views. Or explore Seaplex, the place to do roller skating, learn new tricks in the circus school, and have a go on the first ever sea bumper cars.
I think this is the most exciting cruise ship venue I've ever experienced. You've got 2.5 decks worth of glass just wrapping around 270 degrees of the aft of the ship, making it a perfect place to enjoy a coffee, have a little bite to eat, maybe even have a cheeky sail away cocktail.
Then at night, these huge windows become one giant TV, as stunning video is projected onto the glass. Acrobats descend from the heavens and huge robotic arms dance with live performers. There are many watering holes on board Ovation the Seas. You can sip champagne in the North Star Bar with breathtaking views, experience an infused night with Latin passion in boleros, or head to the future and get your drinks served to you by a robot in the Bionic Bar. But I love it here, where you can treat yourself to a timeless cocktail in the warm atmosphere and the nautical charm of the Schooner Bar. When it comes to dining options, you will not be disappointed. Chop Grill has added some contemporary flair to the traditional steakhouse offerings. If it's sushi that takes your fancy, then head to Azumi. Or try something completely different and delve into the twisted dream world of Wonderland.
I absolutely love these new family-connected staterooms. What it means is if you're travelling with a group of friends or family, you can have up to 3 separate bedrooms, all with their own private bathroom, and yet they're all connected, so you can pop in on each other.
We're gobsmacked. There's so much on that ship.
Yeah, we said it's like Vegas. It
is,
when you see it on that scale.
Yeah.
You know, one of the largest ships at sea at the moment,
Right.
and the itinerary. Let's crack on. There's
sure.
so much to get through. First of all, you're going to be starting off with a lovely day at sea before you go into Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. Of course, this is the home of pagodas, of bicycles, the Notre Dame Cathedral, as you can see there, and also the Chu Chi districts as well, which played a major part in the Vietnam War. There's 124 miles of underground tunnels that they actually used. There's also some great markets here. This is where you can get your dong out. This is the Vietnamese currency, and there's actually, if you look at the different markets, they've all got the word dong in it. It's like Poundland, but Dongland. It's brilliant. Anyway, you've got a relaxing day at sea, and then you're into Da Nang. Now, this is a World Heritage Site. This is actually got the beautiful city itself. The Imperial Citadel was actually known as the Forbidden City. But we'll skip over that one. We're going to go to Hong Kong. Now, this is where you get an overnight on board. Every night in Hong Kong is a special night because there's a light show and a fireworks display around 8 o'clock at night. Around the harbour, you can see some of the junkers, fantastic Buddha statues as well. Go up to the Victoria Peak as well. There's a funicular railway, one of those really steep railway things. Go up there.
I did that.
It's great. Stanley Market's good there as well, and the shopping and food,
And
unbelievable.
as you said, at night, it is magical.
Just imagine standing up there and seeing that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. 2 days at sea, and then we're into Seoul. There's some fantastic tours to do here. And again, historically, of course, this was the site of the demilitarised zone and the third infiltration tunnel and Freedom Road. So if you want to go and see some of those sites, then you can do. We've got a relaxing day at sea before we head off to China. And we're into Beijing. And this is where you have a 3-night stay in a 4-star hotel. And of course, this is now where you get to see the Forbidden City. A 250-acre complex of palaces, pavilions, courtyards. It's basically where the emperor showed his prowess and again really ruled from his dragon throne. But where you go now is what you just unbelievable. You get the Forbidden City tour, you get the Great Wall tour, and on the final day you also get an acrobatic show as well. Do you remember that film, Ocean's 11?
Yeah.
With the guy on the poles,
Yeah.
flipping out the Chinese guy. Just imagine seeing one of those acrobatic shows in China.
And that is all included?
That's all included. Also, if you don't want the fun to stop there, then take a listen to this. How would you like to extend it by a further 2 nights in a 4-star hotel and go and see the Terracotta Army? Now, the great thing about this is that all meals are included. So you get your dinner on the first day. All tips are included because, of course, tipping is customary in China. All of that is included as well. You get a national guide. Now, what you will do is you'll actually take an international flight from Beijing to Xi'an, Xian, and then you're going to go and see the Terracotta Army. And then you get the bullet train over 200 miles an hour. I'd love this. If you love train journeys like the Orient Express, or even if you like the good old-fashioned state railways of the UK, the bullet train
I just couldn't
back
imagine
to Beijing.
travelling at that speed.
It's absolutely crazy. But the ship itself... Oh, one thing we didn't mention, I don't know whether Glenn told you, but this is where you got the North Star.
Yes.
So
you have a look?
Yeah.
Because it's that big arm on the top, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is at first it's here 360-degree North Star. It's like 300 feet above sea level that you can go out in this capsule. There's actually a bar up there that you can, if you're afraid of heights, you can just sit there and have a drink and watch all the brave people go around themselves.
That sounds good. Right, let's show you again what's included. Now, you will get, if you go for the 11th of April date, you actually get a free upgrade from ocean view to a balcony. You've got all of those extra hotel stays, as we've talked about in Singapore and Beijing, and there's great tours, including the Forbidden City, the Great Wall, and that amazing acrobatic show. As Justin was saying, if you want to take that extra trip and see the terracotta warriors, then that Lanta is available as well, and return flights based on that. You are getting an awful lot here for, I think you'll agree, a very small amount of money when you actually break it down. And so we've got prices there starting at just £2,199. I've got to say, I think it's really worth going for, if you can go for the 11th of April date and getting that balcony.
Yeah, and
the difference is tiny there.
All serious, yes, you are spending a lot of money, and I know that there's a lot of you that are quite cynical, like my dad, who sits there and goes, oh, of course you're going to say that. You want everybody to book that extra tour. But if you're actually going to travel that distance, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go that far. To go that far and not go and see the Terracotta Army is an absolute crime.
And so just speak to our cruise consultants. They really help give you, the best advice. Anyway, more to tempt you with now, because we've got Oceania cruises, and I've cruised them, I think it was about 2 years ago, and honestly, everything was incredible, particularly the food there. But let's talk you through.
I was just going to say, I don't know whether you wrote, Hayley was on board a cruise. I'll tell you about that later.
She was at Oceania. She never got off.
And the ship themselves. 30,000 tonnes, you're only looking at 684 passengers, which give a staff to passenger ratio of 1.71 to each guest. That is just unbelievable. 1.71.
So that is why the service is so outstanding.
With Oceania, it's a completely different way of cruising. Smaller ships mean that they can get into different ports. Also, it's probably the closest you're going to get to having your own chartered yacht, because there's loads of open deck space. There's all the facilities that you'd usually expect, but there's just an easiness about it. Beautifully relaxing, nice quiet areas, great service from the staff. And again, because, on cruise ships where you have 2,000 passengers, the staff still remember your name, and I don't know how they do it. But just imagine if there's only 684, how personal experience those staff can tailor it to make your cruise so memorable. The ship went under a massive refit recently, so she's virtually new. You've also got something called the patented Tranquility Bed, and I love this. I know this sounds so shopping telly. 700 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets.
That's really
700.
High. And 400 is ultra luxury.
But they're patented down feather pillows as well. All the soft drinks in the water are included on the cruise as well. They've got fantastic dining. They've got the Polo Grill. All of the steaks at the Polo Grill are all USA 28-day matured steaks, whatever you order. Now, that is quality.
They are known as having, the best food at sea by some. And actually, I know we're going to go through all the fantastic, ports, but we talked about Hayley earlier. Hayley's one of our lovely friends, Hayley Green. She cruised with Oceania with her partner Sean, and she didn't get off the ship, which is. It sounds terrible. It was that good.
And I know it sounds so blasé. She actually said, "I'm sick of the sight of champagne and lobster." Really? I think it was Sean that said that. Yeah. But that gives you some sort of an idea of how opulent it is.
Anyway, let's. We would advise you to get off the ship, because you're going to be visiting some fabulous places, aren't you?
Yeah. First port of call, Patmos. This is just beautiful. In 1981, the Greek Parliament actually passed a special resolution designating the island of Patmos as a sacred island, and rightly so. Not only has it got fantastic religious history, but it has got this tranquility. I've got a very good friend of mine who spends a lot of time at Patmos, because it's so calming. A lot of meditation out there. Also, we're going to be heading off to Rhodes. Now, the actual ancient city is just stunning. itself. But of course, the Colossus of Rhodes was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was said to have actually stood either side, but you can see all the wonderful just sort of medieval feel. You've got the plazas as well. It really is a fantastic place to just go and have a little bit of a wander, get lost, go down a street, find something different and find something new. Then we're off to Limassol. Now, this is the second largest city in Cyprus, the actual destination itself. This is actually, well, you've got beaches galore. You've got the Troodos Mountains as well. If you go up into the mountains, there's fantastic pine forests and little medieval forts as well. It really is a fantastic place. But this is where you're going to hit the biggest port of call on the cruise, and this is where you get to spend an overnight on board in Jerusalem. Now, whichever way you look at it, this is probably one of the most historical and holiest cities for many faiths. You have got incredible history here. The Garden of Gethsemane, the Western Wall or the Wailing Wall. You've got Villa Dolorosa. You've got the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You've got the Room of the Last Supper and King David's tomb. And of course you have Bethlehem. Which one do you choose from? It is just an amazing opportunity to spend such a great experience and overnight there as well. So you can just imagine the sounds that you'll hear, the markets that you'll be able to go to are real. And for those of you, perhaps if you are religious, what a great, this is almost one of those must-have, must go to.
I'd love to go. Now the next day is at sea, so just enjoy that.
Can I just say, after two days in a really big port with lots of sights to see, you'll need that relaxing day at sea. And again, that's where you go to the Canyon Ranch. It's one of the largest, one of the most renowned spas at sea, all on board that ship. Then we're into Crete. We're actually into a port called Heraklion. And this is, this dates back to the Byzantine Empire. They actually sold it to the Venetians for, I think it was 1,000 silver coins. So I think it's probably gone up in value since then. But this is also where it's rumoured historically that the Minotaur, the actual labyrinth, those great films back in the 70s and the 80s. You're too young. But the Minotaur. This is the mythical home of the Minotaur. Nice relaxing day at sea, and then we're off to Sorrento. Now, this is the gateway really to Capri, the Amalfi Coast, the ruins of Pompeii. The choice is yours. To be honest, I'll be sat right here, looking over those beautiful... Is it Bougainvillea?
Yeah, Bougainvillea, yeah.
Bougainvillea. Yeah. Just have a lovely glass of perhaps Aperol Spritz and just look out.
Sorrento is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're into Rome. I mean, this is a big one to finish. You've got the Colosseum, so you can go and see the... I mean, just imagine the gladiatorial battles there. You can go to the Vatican City. You can go to the Trevi Fountain. Toss a coin in there. All of the coins, they collect it and it all goes to charity. You can go to Spanish Steps. You've just got so much to see and do. Remember, you're actually docking at a place called Civitavecchia, so you will need to get a transfer or book a tour. It's highly recommended to do that. And my top tip in Rome is if you're going to go and see the Sistine Chapel, you will be going into a museum and you'll be distracted by many wonders. Just keep walking through, because by the time you get there, you'll want to spend that time in that wonderful vaulted ceiling.
Well, an amazing final port there. Final day at sea, and then, of course, back to Barcelona, where you disembark and fly over to UK. I think it'll be a great show tonight. So let's just break that down for you. Now, you've actually got a choice of freebies on this one. You can either choose from the free house drinks package, or you could go for the free $600 spend per stay. And that's a lot of money, actually, if you look at the current exchange rate. Or you could actually choose 3 free excursions. You get free Wi-Fi plus an overnight on board in Jerusalem to explore the city. That's going to be an amazing experience, actually. Free return flights from Gatwick or Heathrow. And we do have, if you don't live near London, we do have some regional flights available for only £49 per person supplement there as well. Really nice one, that, isn't it? Really nice.
To have Jerusalem as a port is quite a rarity, but for some of you it's going to be very, very special. And having that overnight on board, It's tough to choose. Do you take the 3 tours? Do you take the $600 on board spend? Or you take the drinks package? You can tailor that to your requirements.
You know what I'd take? Anyway.
3 tours.
Oh, yeah. No, our final cruise is with Celebrity. And many of you know I've just been very lucky. I've just come back from a Celebrity cruise over from Australia.
Mentioned it at all.
So I'll shut up about it after tonight's show, I promise.
No,
but I feel I've come back so relaxed,
yeah.
though, you know?
And what do? You've done the same. If you've cruised, you come back, you tell all your friends, and they're like, would you book it through Planet Cruise?
Yeah. Honestly, you'll have a great time, I know. We're on any of the cruises tonight. But this is another one on my wish list, actually, Alaska.
Yeah. And what we've got here at the end of the package as well is just absolutely stunning. But you're flying out to Vancouver and you're starting off the stay in this wonderful city. You've got the skyline, which is dominated not by the skyscrapers, but by those wonderful mountains. And there's some beautiful gardens, and you can go right down by the ocean as well. There's a fantastic walkway around the edge there that you can go around. But this is where you start your 7-night cruise, and the first day is a cruising day, something called the Inside Passage. Absolutely fantastic place. But the ship itself, she is stunning.
Well, let's have a look at Celebrity, because they are a multi-award-winning company, 5-star modern luxury at its very, very best. I've been very lucky. I think I've done, 6 or 7 cruises now with Celebrity, and I can honestly say I have never once been disappointed with any aspect of the cruise.
They've got, what is it, the finest wine collection at sea?
Oh, yeah. I've tried a lot of it. I've done my best.
How did you come back from that cruise looking this good?
Do you know what? I worked out, the gyms are great, so I worked on the gym, and I dined in Blue, actually at Aquas. And
you
Blue
were saying?
It's a bit healthier. I mean, stunning food. I had 5 courses every night, but slightly healthier options. So I think that really helps.
And portions as well. You know, sometimes when you get something that's so good to taste that you don't need platefuls and platefuls, Blue, and again, cuisine. I love the fact that sometimes you see they got pop, what do they call them? Lollipop sushi.
Yes.
That you can order through an iPad. It was the first one at sea. It's just a great experience. And the martini bar as well.
Yes, which is, you know.
There we go.
There you go. And you've got the eye lounge there, of course, as well. So much.
You didn't use the eye lounge. You didn't FaceTime us and tell us how you were getting on.
Do you know, I'll be honest, I was so relaxed, I didn't use the internet a lot. I didn't.
Anyway, I'm going to do...
I sent some pictures.
Ice. I'm as cold as ice. We're going to go to the Inside Passage, which is a fantastic day at sea, and then to our first port of call, which is the Icy Strait Point. Now, this is a very small, tiny village near the area of Hoona, and this is where the local Indians occupy the area for thousands of years. This is where you can start to see some of the great wildlife. So you can go whale watching here, you can go out on some of the forest tours, you may see a brown bear. No pandas here, that's a different part of the world. Then we're off to the Hubbard Glacier. Now this is one of the things that I've always wanted to do. Sadly, I never got a chance to actually cruise up to this location, but to see that, and the trouble is, that doesn't do it justice. And my director now, he's in my ear and he's going, well, I'll give you the best picture. You can't get an idea of the size and the perspective. We're talking 40-storey high glaciers that's constantly moving, 1,200 feet wide, and if you're lucky enough, the captain will obviously do a commentary on the day. Sometimes they bring up ice up onto the actual promenade deck. If you get a chance to see one of these glaciers fracture and to go into the water, it's completely safe, obviously. But what a lifetime experience. It's just great.
They're so blue, aren't they?
The colours.
Yeah.
And they're always moving, so you can hear them cracking and just echoing.
I saw a nature film the other day, and it showed one of them speeded up, and it's amazing how much they actually move.
Oh, yeah, aggressive. Well, that's actually why some of the local inhabitants had to move. Anyway, we're moving on to Juneau. Now, this is where the gold rush really took off. They reckon by the end of the Second World War, $150 million of gold had been mined, and the nuggets were the size of beans. Wow. So this has got great history with the gold rush. Then we're into Ketchikan, again, very much the same sort of feel here. It was known as Alaska's first city because this is where everybody really commuted to in the gold rush. And the actual name of the town means eagle with spread out wings. And of course, you've got great Native American history here, so if you wanted to go to see some of the totem parks, if you want to go to some of the forests, then you can do that. On your way back, you're actually going to be cruising on the inside passage, but this is not, well, this is where your cruise ends, but where your land tour starts. And this is where you're going to be staying over, again in Vancouver for one night, and then boarding one of the greatest railway journeys ever. We are talking the Rocky Mountaineer. This is where you travel from Vancouver to Kamloops and stay for a night, and then you travel from Kamloops to Banff and stay again for another night. But it's the bits in between. Now the great thing is, included with this package, this is what they call Silverleaf, but I can't recommend enough upgrading to Gold Leaf, and the reason being is you get a different experience. You will be on the same train itself, on the same coach, but it's the way in which you see it. So you get a full 360 degree, almost like a bubble domed roof. You get a separate dining car. Silverleaf, you will be served at your table, but you get silver service. This is where it gets confusing. Silver service for Gold Leaf at your own dining car. It's absolutely stunning.
And again, our cruise consultants, you know, if you think, oh, I don't know which one to go for, they'll talk you through all of that, won't they?
And the fact that that package is just amazing value.
Of course, then your flight back to the UK and your transfer is included there as well. Again, there's so many wonderful places in the world that you want to cruise around, isn't there? So
There is. And I can't believe it's come to an end. What a choice.
Oh, by the way, looking at the slalom there, that's one of my favourite places on the celebrity ship. So relaxing, really is. That's what, yeah, seriously, I'd just lie there for hours. Anyway, let's see what's included on this one. So you've got that 2-day Rocky Mountaineer all-daylight Silverleaf service, pre- and post-cruise hotel stays in Vancouver, and, of course, your hotel stays in Kamloops and Banff. Return flights based in London, and as Justin said, you know, it really worth thinking about upgrading to the Gold Leaf service
definitely.
as well. Yeah.
Not only does it upgrade you on the actual train itself, but it also gives you that extra memory, and the photographs would just be absolutely amazing.
And on the ship itself, you might want to go for concierge class. These are some of the benefits you'll get. Things like priority check-in, welcome gifts, your celebrity tote bag. I've got to say, for the first time, I actually tried Aqua Class, and oh my word, seriously, if you can stretch to this, first of all, you get things like the priority check-in, you get exclusive access. This is why it's worth every single penny, to the Blue Specialty Restaurant. The food was amazing. I had 5 courses every night, but as I say, it's slightly healthier option. So it's the first cruise I've ever done. I actually came back the same way.
Is it clean cuisine?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how I did it, because I still drank most nights. But also the Persian Garden is incredible. It's one of the most beautiful, relaxing experiences, and that is complimentary, of course, as well. So do ask about Aqua Class. It was an incredible.
I just love the fact that you get the complimentary shoe shine service.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Yeah.
Now
they've never been polished.
Now, we'd love you to email your pictures, and we love you being part of the show. I know a lot of you watch every single week, and we really appreciate that. And we've got a picture now of... Who's this? Jackie and Steve. There they are, and they've just recently cruised with MSC. They actually sent a lovely message with this. I'm going to read it to you.
Oh, is this one that you've penned yourself, or did Jackie and Steve really
Can I
send
share
it
this
in?
with you at home as well? Because Jackie and Steve said they've just come back from their MSC cruise, which they booked on the 27th of May, and they saw the fjords, which they loved. But they also said, Sean, I'm loving the stubble, very rugged and manly looking. Say something. Agree? Disagree?
Look, Jackie and Steve have sent that in, so of course I'm going to agree. Jackie and Steve, thanks very much for giving such a compliment to Sean.
Listen, these are words I have never heard in my life. Manly, rugged.
What is this with beards at the moment? I feel left out. I can't really grow one, but apparently Keith's grown one as well. You've grown one. Is Glenn, have you grown one? I'm not too sure whether Glenn's down at the office.
He's back in 2 weeks, we will find out. Or he might just have a clip on one. Now, anyway, we've got a really special cruise show coming up, haven't we? Yes. And this is the River and Ocean Luxury Cruise Show. It's actually on Thursday, the 2nd of March. And you can join us from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon there at the Goodwood House there in Chichester. Now, it's free entry and you get a complimentary drink on arrival as well. Now, don't ring us tonight for this because obviously our cruise agents will be very busy. It's a different team that are looking after this. So the way to actually be part of this is just to register on our website. Go to allthews.planetcruise.co.uk/cruise events. And that'll be a great day.
I was going to say, it's such a beautiful venue there as well.
I've not been. Has it been nice?
Never been to Goodwood?
No.
Go there for just that.
Yeah. I've been too busy going on cruises. but seriously, that does sound lovely. No. Anyway, we're running out of time, so let's just recap everything that we've seen this evening. We started off, I know we'll have been busy for this, the fabulous Thomson cruise on their latest acquisition, the TUI Discovery 2. Now, you're getting a free upgrade from balcony to Premier Junior Suite. That will also have a lovely balcony, of course. Return flights at London Gatwick, all Cardiff included, and we have got some regional flights available for just supplements as well. All of that, all inclusive, of course, $849 is the lead price this evening. We then had that fantastic river cruise with Viking, of course. You get an exclusive free Kindle. We're giving you £1,000 off the brochure price there. And you'll also get things like your complimentary wine, beer and soft drinks. And, of course, 2 nights in a first-class hotel in Lisbon. Then I thought the next one was great as well, actually. Norwegian Cruise Lines on board the one and only Norwegian Epic. Great lead date on that one, 30th of August. Free drinks are included. And as Justin said, this is a flash sale. It just started today for a week, isn't it? And that drinks package is worth a fortune. I think Justin said over $1,100
and $6
per couple. And six.
$1,106.
You'll also get free onboard spend per cabin as well. Then we moved on to Royal Caribbean, one of the biggest and one of the most innovative ships in the world, the Ovation of the Seas. It's a chance to visit Singapore, Vietnam, Beijing. You get a free upgrade from Ocean View to balcony if you go for the 11th of April, and all of those fantastic places and the tours, of course, as well. Then we moved on to Oceania. Beautiful cruise, this one. Choices, you can either choose the free house drinks package, the $600 per stateroom, or the 3 free excursions as well. Got Wi-Fi included and return flights based on London Gatwick or Heathrow. And then finally, that outstanding offer from the 5-star modern luxury celebrity cruises there, the 12-night Rocky Mountaineer and Alaska Discovery. Love the cruise on that, but also that train journey is going to be amazing, isn't it?
Oh,
really
yeah,
is.
definitely. Definitely go for Gold Sea service.
Now, all of the cruises are available on our website. You can watch the show again, but also don't forget, Planet Cruise can find you any cruise with any company. They can make offers bespoke. They can add hotels. They can, change the airports, generally speaking. So, you know, anything you're looking for, give us a call right now. Go on our website. Justin, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, we'll do it all again next week.
Yeah,
Don't sound so surprised you enjoyed that.
I always enjoy it.
I'll try and grow the beard a little bit longer for you.
Yes.
I can't do anything about the hair, but I'll try something with the beard.
Well, I will see you next week. Thank you to everybody. I love being with you on a Tuesday with Justin. We'll see you very soon. But don't go anywhere. Loads more coming up straight after this.